I didn't even recap the last 2 episodes of Love Island Season 7, but I'll recap the reunion. So let's get into it. Starting off strong, Brian and the cheating rumors. I'm so sorry. What was that? Y'all brushed past that a little too quick for me. The lapse in judgment was you pouring shots, and then Amaya doubling down talking about if there was no respect there, I wouldn't be here. Somebody lying. What was the cheating? I still don't know what Pepe and Iris stand. They're headed towards girlfriend, but I mean, they've broken up now, so it don't even matter. Could have tried to play it up that her and Chris were fine, and Chris was like, it's a bit weird. And apparently Chris mama happy with the way things ended. Yikes. Andy asked Huda about, her little comments in the press, and she's talking about she's no longer angry about it. Okay, and this is the reunion. We rehashing shit. I don't care if you angry, you happy, you sad. Chris don't want no friendship with her, period. And it's really convenient. She tried to call him a couple days before the reunion to apologize. Talking about, she saw all the hate he was getting on the TL. You saw the hate and that's when you decided to apologize? You were the cause. What we talking about? Then we see she can't talk about her relationship for legal reasons. Okay, Lewis. Nick and Alondra, they're doing well. They're knocking stuff off Alondria's bucket list, which is real cute. The way they skipped over Sierra quickly, interesting. Alondra addressed the whole Taylor not being attracted to her. Obviously, she knew what she knew. She would not be chasing after him. He decided to apologize at the reunion, talk about you still my dog. She looked at him like, as she should, because who the hell? Ace and Shelly being cute. He said she was going to be his first girlfriend and his last. Real cute. Now, Coco, baby, let's discuss this a little bit. Because Coco was bucking, and I was confused on who the hell she was bucking at. And I'm so glad Shelly piped in, too, because Coco really, I don't know, she must have taken some shots before the reunion. But they did whack her. They did whack her. And then she tried to say, I tried to DM you. Alondra said, I saw that. I ain't like it. Some bullshit. Y'all peeped. Nick was smiling. I feel like Nick loves when Alondra be going off. Alondra said, if you go and say stuff in public, we can clear it up in public. Don't DM it and try and clear it in private. No, baby. Andy asked, Alondra and Shelly, who else was perpetrating stuff outside the villa. And they called out, Coco, Vanna, and Huda. But they put a pin in Huda because they were going to address that later. But I loved how this reunion, everybody was just backtracking on what they said. Oh, well, I didn't mean it like that. Oh, no, I meant it in a better way. Oh, no, I didn't know that you take it like that. No, stand on business, baby. Somebody else who was supposed to stand on business was Huda. I ain't seen no standing, baby. Sis was laying down. Zach with a K, irrelevant. He didn't need to phone in, baby. We knew you were fake. We knew you were here for games. It is what it is. You trying to tell us that your energy didn't change when you figure out Amaya was a favorite? Boy, bye. And then having amnesia to the fact that you said Brian was doing it for the money when you had a whole game plan. Dummy. The segment with Austin and Jaden, I felt was very pointless. I felt like Austin was on something strong, baby, because he was not really there. This whole Jaden thing talk about he didn't respond to the text that Jaden sent him. So because you didn't respond to the text, that mean you didn't see it? You messing with other girls, but then you telling Jaden you want to go out. It was stupid. I didn't want to watch that segment. It was stupid. We saw the Huda stand on business comment. She apologized. Coco said she wished Ace was more honest. Girl, bye. And we saw the whole drama around Huda bringing Chris back. Now, I will say, it does speak to what Shelly and Huda said. Huda said she's bringing him back for Shelly, but she's also bringing him back for herself as well. But I will add, Shelly looked hella uncomfortable in that conversation. And apparently that was one of multiple conversations they had. And Huda now conveniently forgot the one where she said even if Shelly had said no, she would still brought Chris back. So it really was just for her. It wasn't for Shelly. And I think what people keep misunderstanding is that Shelly understands that she brought Chris for herself as well. But Huda kept emphasizing, but it's really for you. And I think that's what Shelly had an issue with. Either way, that whole thing is silly. I don't care. That Charlie dumping, I'm sure they were regretting not sending Huda ass home. But Charlie talked a little too long for me. Maybe man crossed his leg, opened his body language to start addressing different people, talk about, honestly, it should have been Taylor who should have been sent home. Clock it. But honestly, he was rambling a little too much for me. He got too much screen time, if you ask me. Now, the Hannah unseen dumping. I'm so sorry. Countdown from 10. Speak out who you want. Everybody said Hannah. Baby, it was time for you to go. The fact that it was her and, Jeremiah's dumping, where had it been left up to the public, they would have been dumped too. Yikes. But yeah, Hannah crying, poor baby. But she's such a sweetheart. She has no hard feelings towards the girl. Cool. Good for you. Now we see the Jeremiah segment with, what's her name? Huda. And Jeremiah came with some energy, trying to tell his part that, he did not love bomb her. He using dictionary words like, if you look at the definition, this. He even directed his little comments at Ace. That whole little segment, I was just like, okay. But I mean, Jeremiah came with facts, to be honest. And I can't remember what this situation was where Ace brought up the fact that when in a challenge they had asked who should be asked from the villa, and Austin had said Jeremiah. And Austin was like, well, I was just joking. And Ace was like, you see how people go home off of jokes? I was like, I didn't understand that part, but I've also just kind of forgotten the season. So maybe I don't even understand. But then we see, the whole Jeremiah vote. Obviously, Taylor and Ace wanted Jeremiah home, and Nick wanted, who did he want home? Was it Austin? I think it was Austin he wanted to send home. But Ace said he did regret his vote and he should have sent Austin ass home. Now, with the whole ringleader situation, even though Austin had said Ace was a ringleader, all of a sudden he had amnesia. Ace had to remind him he still have amnesia. Austin was not here this reunion. I'm so confused. Actually, a lot of people who were on that stage had no business being on that stage. I didn't even hear one thing from Clark. I didn't hear, well, she had to be there because of Taylor. But did we really hear from Taylor? No, for the Alondra situation. Not about his actual relationship. And then, obviously, the little, what they call them, cast of people, pointless. Now, they did the Hurricane Huda montage. And y'all's fave was smiling through it all, which was so confusing to me because you see yourself terrorizing everybody, okay? And she's saying, she's done so much self-reflection, she can look back and laugh. And I'm glad Andy asked her, you did a month of self-reflection? Andy was shady this one because there was something else around, which was weird. Something about Huda. He was like, something about a single mom, da-da-da. Why was that needed? That was weird. Anywho, he asked her about, this bullying that she experienced because as a viewer, he didn't see it. And she said, after she left the villa, she had saw a video and it hurt her feelings. So you weren't bullied. You played into the narrative of your fans. And when Shelly and Alondra talk about the racism they felt, Huda's response is she felt the racism as well. You were supposed to put out a post about racism. You were told that in Fiji. You came out of Fiji. You're in the U.S. You still didn't put out a post. You're telling me it's because you were also dealing with a lot of stuff as well. You didn't see how bad. And now you're trying to make it seem like you didn't see it. You didn't see. You saw yours, but you didn't see theirs. When theirs was, okay. Not gonna lie, she's full of shit. So sorry. That thing made me, that whole conversation, I was just like, this is not a good look for you, babes. And I'm glad that they asked Shelly and Alondra, would y'all want to see yourselves with her going forward? They said they don't. There's no friendship there. Huda's like, yeah, they're right. We don't have to be friends. No, baby, they've dropped you as a friend. Now they asked Shelly about the heart race challenge, and I'm glad she was just like, I don't even want to explain it. Just show the clip. And the clip they showed. I'm still on Shelly's side. Sorry. But I'm still